Picture this. You're standing on a vast battlefield. Two massive armies are ready to clash, a war that's going to decide the fate of an entire kingdom. But right at that crucial moment, just before the battle begins, the greatest warrior on the field, he just lowers his weapon. Today, we're diving right into that incredible moment of crisis. Because really, that's the question at the heart of it all. It's the question that the warrior Arjuna asks, and it literally stops a war in its tracks before a single arrow is fired. So to get what's happening here, we have to go to the very beginning of the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna, this legendary warrior, is all set to fight for a kingdom that is rightfully his. The only problem? The army on the other side? Well, it's filled with his own family. I mean, can you imagine? He looks across the battlefield and sees his own grandfather, his teacher who taught him everything he knows, his cousins, his friends, all of them, lined up against him. And in that one moment, his resolve just shatters. He drops his famous bow and arrow and says, "I can't fight." This isn't some military tactic, this is a complete moral collapse. He then turns to his charioteer, who happens to be Lord Krishna, and he makes this powerful, emotional case against the war. And his entire argument, his whole crisis, is perfectly summed up in one single powerful verse. We're talking about the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, verse 36. Now, this moment in the original Sanskrit is incredibly important, so let's just take it in. It reads, Papameva Shreya Dasman, Hatwai Etana Tatayana, Tasman Narha Vayam Huntam, Dhartarashtran Sabandavan, Swajanam Hikatam Hatwa Sukhina Syam Madhava. 36. And here's what that means in English. This is Arjuna's whole plea right here. He's saying, look, even if they are the aggressors, killing them is only going to bring sin and misery down on our heads. What do we even gain? How could we possibly be happy after winning a kingdom by killing our own family? Now, here's where it gets really, really interesting. It's the specific word Arjuna uses. He calls them aggressors. To really understand the conflict tearing him apart, we have to unpack what that word actually meant. He uses the Sanskrit term atatayina. Now, this isn't just him throwing around an insult. No, this is a formal legal term. It has a very precise definition according to the laws of that time. So, according to Vedic law, an atatayina is anyone who does one of these 6 things. And by the way, Arjuna's enemies had done pretty much all of them. And the law was crystal clear. You're supposed to kill an aggressor like this on the spot, and there's no sin in doing it. And this right here, this is the core of his paradox. On one hand, the rule of law is simple. Kill the aggressor, and you're in the clear. But on the other hand, Arjuna's reality is that these very aggressors are the people he loves and respects the most in the world. So the question becomes, what do you follow? The letter of the law or the bonds of your heart? But, this whole thing isn't just about law versus family. It's also about who Arjuna is as a person. His own character is what makes his duty as a warrior so complicated. You see, Arjuna is described as being naturally saintly. His first instinct is always to forgive. Now, a warrior, a kshatriya, is supposed to be saintly, yes, but they can't be a coward. For Arjuna, though, these religious principles, like forgiveness, they feel way more important than some political emergency. He's choosing his personal, saintly code over his professional duty as a soldier. I mean, think about it. He's doing a cost-benefit analysis right there on the battlefield. In his mind, the temporary happiness of ruling a kingdom is absolutely nothing compared to the massive spiritual price he'd have to pay, risking his eternal salvation by killing his own family. It's just not worth it to him. And that brings us to the very last word he uses in that verse. It's not just a name, it's a subtle, brilliant, final part of his argument. He calls Krishna Madhava. So Madhava means the husband of the goddess of fortune. By using this specific name, Arjuna is making this final, poignant appeal. He's essentially asking, Krishna, you are the source of all good fortune in the universe. Why on earth are you pushing me to do something that can only lead to absolute misfortune and disaster for me and everyone I care about? It's a really deep and personal challenge. And Arjuna's dilemma, it isn't just some ancient story. It's a timeless question that I think we all can relate to even today. When the demands of your job, your professional duty, clash head-on with your personal ethics and your conscience, what do? Which path do you choose? Arjuna's dilemma is really just the opening question to a much deeper conversation. So, if you enjoyed digging into timeless questions like this one, please do us a favor, like this explainer, share it with someone, and of course, subscribe for our next deep dive. Thanks for watching.